Eric Burgess here with Music Marketing TV. What you just heard is what we're going to be making in this session. So first, let's get a string library. I don't really have one in mind. Maybe, I don't know. Let's go for it. All right, we have these noises. This is the library I'm going with. So let me go ahead and come up with a cool line to get us started. We need a tempo too. I'm gonna go ahead and tap one in. Something like that, 147, 150. Yeah. Okay. We have our intro. We're gonna call this the intro bass pattern. We will color it black to match Filterverse. So let's grab Filterverse. All right, so there's a bunch in here. How would Dark Knight? There's also one called, now this one's kind of a crazy one, Choking Gatekeeper. Maybe as like a layer, I don't know. Okay, so there are some tags. We can utilize the tag system here. We'll get rid of choking so that we get our tags have all the tags. We've got flange, vocal, what is comp? Compression. Annihilation. Okay, I'm game. Let's grab a kick. We need a kick. Wow, that comp thing's pretty cool, actually. Whatever, I think that's a compression category. I don't know. I don't know what else it would stand for. Filterverse. Okay, I'm gonna put a second Filterverse, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix between them. So I'm gonna turn this one off for the moment. We're gonna come in here and let's look at dirty. What do we have that's dirty? Oh, well, there you go. First go. So just a little bit about Filterverse, because we do have another video where we do some design from scratch in it. But essentially, you have these different layers and these different algorithms, just routing configurations you can use. So if you want, mostly you pick a different one if you are going to be dealing with things like spatial, like reverb and stuff. You generally don't want that stuff in the middle of the chain all the time. So anyways, yeah, you could pick your different processes, and then they have all these like things, basically tiny plugins inside this big one that really stretch, I guess, what you could call a filter. But it's called Filterverse because it's like just an expansion of what you might think of when you think of filters. And some of these also reference other plugins they have, like the Space one. They have a reverb called Comet. And so Space is going to be very good because they have an entire reverb plugin already. So anyways, we've got this. So what my plan is we are going to have these both down. We're going to automate them. The idea here is we'll do this 4 times, stretch these out. This is going to come up and reach maximum capacity here. And then this is going to hang out and start coming up here. And then right here, we are going to, boom, hit it full speed. Maybe we'll drop this out so we could save this as sort of an intensity bringer for later on. So maybe just to experiment, we'll have it like come in just to see sort of what it has to offer us. And then in the intro, we definitely need this kick. We'll use the Q4 for this to have a high pass filter and automate this. And this is going to be pretty dang high, and it's going to come down and then completely drop right there. I have no idea what this is going to sound like yet. It's going to be friggin' wild. And this would be weird. I'm going to do this without hearing it, just to see what it's like. Let's do Filterverse we're going to grab this. We are going to, these are off. On this one, we're going to choose space. And all of this is fine. I do kind of need to hear it because I'm actually not sure what the default sounds like. Resonance, diffusion, damping. Okay. Okay. So we're going to take this and we are going to have this on as well. Should we have it before? Yeah. We'll have it before. And this is also going to be turning off over time. So that's going to come down and turn off over time. So that's what's going to happen there. So this is really like a reverb. In fact, we could rename it and put like reverb next to it. But it's like a weird filter-based reverb thing. So it's not like a normal reverb. And on the bass, I don't know. Let's hear what we have. Okay, a couple ideas. First, that actually works pretty good. The reverb works out way better than I thought it would. Okay, first we're gonna make this one unique. We need another kick. We need another kick. Change what's going on here. Okay, so with that, I think we do need a layer or a different musical idea for this to play with. I think maybe a layer is the call. So I'm going to copy this and clone it. I'm going to give it its own path and let's take off the library. And can I just switch right here? Sure, why not? We'll go for like some pizzicato thing. Do I want to do anything special with this volume-wise? Yeah, I do. So let's go ahead and click the cog, come inside and go over to, was that under the wrench? The wrench, there's a volume control here. This one you can automate and it won't like mess anything up inside here. So if you want to use this later as a global control, you still can. So I'm going to take this, we're going to have it start out low and we'll just have it reach whatever that is. Something like this. And we'll just chop it off here so it stays at a consistent level. Okay, I'm going to help it out a little bit with an L2. Okay, at this transition, I'm gonna do something a little interesting. All right, I'm hoping this will make for some options. I'm gonna add a crazy distortion thing here, and if we run it through, we'll take this way down. It should sound pretty crazy. Yeah, well, we're gonna run with that, and I know it doesn't sound good, but we're gonna keep it low. And what we're gonna do is automate it. And this mix level, man, that is not a good name. Let's name this instead of mix level Waveshaper. And the Waveshaper will come on as a response here. Oop. Okay, let's hold your horses here. I want to grab reverb stuff. You see that? You see that? That's cool. It is not as insane because it's only grabbing like this soft blank space stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and it's just more useful to work with shapes here. This is where FL being FL really comes in handy because you can sort of just move the shapes around. Okay, let's time this. So I want this peak to hit maybe 2 after. Maybe something like this. Then another swell. Okay. We need hats. We need hi-hats. Hi-hats need to happen. Okay, let's find some hats here. There's some potential there. I think with a very quick rhythm. Recently, I don't know what it is. Hats just, they feel yellow to me. So I've been making them all yellow. I like hats. Also, black on yellow looks dang cool. I don't know why this one didn't turn black. I'd love black text on orange. That'd look so cool. Why is this black? Gotta find the spot where it's gotta go. Right there. That's where it goes. And it's probably too loud. We'll do just a general pullback here. We're gonna go ahead, Control G to group them. Pretty handy tool. Also, I don't know why Record Enable was on. Wow, that works. That works. It needed a hat. Okay. Well, let's see. Okay, one more thing I think will help, especially as we get closer. This needs to be this clarity that comes out of this line. And right now, since it stays the same, even though interesting things are happening with it, it's not quite there. It needs a synth layer that's just like a plucky bass thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use Harmor. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna just call it like bass pluck. And we're gonna paste it in and we're gonna make it a pluck. We're gonna tune it down an octave. We'll have it going except for right here, which we'll get to. Let's see if this does what we want. And then right here, I think these need to grow over time. Okay, so there's been a bit of a cut. I made a lot of little decisions, just tiny things that add up over time. So let me go over a few of the ones that definitely make a bigger impact. I was getting too much distortion buildup from this, and I think I maybe went a little too much with the low end layers. So I actually backed off the bass coming in, and now it comes in much more slowly. I added this little impact in hit, and on these, I changed the shape so that they are much more gradual. So this is a much less aggressive shape. It adds less harmonics than it did before, so that helps. But I also took the Filterverse one, the one that was the compression one, and I only bring it in at these moments where it's sort of like a rise and then a drop. Because this became almost too much all the time, and it made it so that when we got to the drop, it wasn't very satisfying. But having it only show up a little bit occasionally, much more effectively used. Same deal with the other Filterverse, having just a straight transition, a swap, kept things cleaner, just less mud all around. Those were the big things there. It's just some basic volume changes and things. And I did rebalance the kicks. The EQs now have big scoops in them. And this is something that I would visit again when I was like going to go to the mixing phase. but this gets me close enough to sort of what I want to have happen. And this is where I'm gonna stop. Hopefully this gives you an idea though of what's possible with Filterverse. I'm gonna go ahead and put them up on the screen here. So hopefully this gives you an idea of what Filterverse is capable of and some of the presets that are inside of it. If you have any questions about anything you saw, feel free to drop them down below in the comments. Subscribe and hit that bell icon for future videos, and have a blessed day.